Good morning. Happy Saturday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with some interesting words for us to ponder for the day and beyond if we choose. So let's just start with a couple of nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting your shoulders drop, just wiggling a little bit, settling in. Welcome to whomever just popped on. Glad you're here. So we have a card today from, Linda's here. Welcome. Glad you're here, Linda. Card from Carolyn Meese's Wisdom for Healing deck. And good morning, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to expand on this card as we go because it feels to me like this is such a deep card and a powerful card that I want to make sure we get all the benefits from it that we can. So the card, and pay attention to your initial reaction to it. Good morning, Diane. Looking forward to this evening. Diane and I are going out to dinner and to a play. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. But our card, again, I think has so much grist for the mill. And the topic is, the word I'm going to put to it is a sneaky topic. It's something that we aren't even usually aware that we're feeling it until something cues us, and then we go, oh yeah, ooh, I'm there again, okay? So our card is relinquish control. And you can see the little puppeteer thing going on there, right? Relinquish control. So, and I'm going to expand this again in several ways. So I'm going to go real slow with it because there's a lot of pieces to it, and I want to make sure you get the most bang for your buck out of this, even though it's free. All right, today's lesson. Identify one person you feel the need to control. So you can do that. And welcome to whomever else has popped on. Glad you're here. Identify one person you feel the need to control. I'm going to expand that a little bit. Or you feel relatively out of control when you're with them because of what they say, because of what they do, because of how you interact with them. It feels kind of out of control, and it's not always pleasant, okay? And or a situation about which you feel out of control. So that may be something at work. It may be something at your church. It may be something with a friend. Identify one person or situation where you feel the need to control or you feel kind of out of control. All right, that's where we're starting from. Think about why that power, wanting to control that, feels so essential to you. I have to control this person because. I have to control this situation because. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. What makes you feel like you need, and don't judge what comes after the because, okay? Because I'm going to suggest to you that it's probably not a logical thing. And that your mind knows that it's not logical. Don't worry about it. Most of these kinds of circumstances, good morning, Deb. Glad you're here. Most of these kinds of circumstances aren't about logic. They're about our illogical feelings. And simply because they're illogical doesn't mean they aren't valued. They're valuable. They're very valuable. And so we want to get as wise attending to our emotions as we are to attending to our thoughts. Because the thought part of the thing is that divine masculine thing, and we've all been trained really well how to do that, right? And people will say, well, I'm up in my head again, or I'm trying to think this through. And oftentimes you're not going to think your way through something. You're going to feel your way through it. But we've denigrated feelings to the point where we don't trust them at all. They are a great GPS system, and we need to heed them. And I'll give you the example that everybody can relate to. Have you ever had a time where your gut just told you something was off? This person isn't who they say they are, or something about this situation isn't kosher, or whatever. Your gut just told you something's off, and you didn't listen to it. What happened? Usually it doesn't go well. Good morning, Cheryl. Glad to see you here. Welcome, welcome. So my thing is, I want for all of us to value our emotions and question our emotions and dive into our emotions to the same extent that we do our thoughts. We value our thoughts. We wonder why we think what we think. All that stuff. We really will do the deeper work with the thought stuff. Now it's time to do that with the emotion stuff. Okay? So, where we've come so far, for those of you who are just joining us, our card is relinquish control. The first question is identify a person you feel the need to control. I also added in there a situation you feel like you need to control. Something at work, something at church, whatever. Identify something you feel the need to control and think about why that power, that need to control, feels so important to you, feels so essential to you. So answer the question, I need to control this person because, fill in the blank, I need to control this situation because. And oftentimes you're going to find that it's something about trying to prevent harm to yourself. Okay? So just go with that. Again, we're practicing our curious observer today. We're stepping into our curious observer. Isn't this interesting? Isn't this interesting that I think this? Isn't this interesting that I feel this? Be where you're at. Don't try to change anything yet, okay? Here's the next question. What do you fear if your hold is released? If you stop controlling, attempting to control, because we really can't totally control another person or a situation, right? A lot of times what happens then is passive-aggressive stuff starts to happen, okay? So, but what do you fear if your hold is released? Just answer that question. What do you fear if your hold is released? Some of you may want to jot some notes as we're going here, because if your mind is like my mind will say, oh, hell no, I don't want to think about that, I don't want to feel that, I'm getting rid of that. And the thought goes flying away, and I'll go to myself, man, I just had a great thought about that. What was that? And I can't get it back. Until another time when it pops up again. I'm really good. I'll grab a napkin, I'll grab a paper towel, I'll grab whatever is handy, back of an envelope, to jot down these little insights that I want to hang on to, that my mind doesn't want me to hang on to, so that I can work with it. She says, and I'm going to expand on this too, your goal is to recognize how much stress is generated in your body through the need to control someone else or another situation. So again, as you're thinking about this person or this circumstance where you feel that need to, I got to make this happen a certain way, pay attention to your body right now. So, are you holding your breath? Many of you will find that you are. Take a breath. Where in your body are you holding this perceived need to control? To control this person, control this situation. Where in your body? Because oftentimes, we're not, when we're in this kind of tumult, we're not grounded. We're not connected to our bodies. So right now, ground yourself. Plant your feet. Plant your feet solidly on something and imagine the roots coming down through the soles of your feet into Mother Earth, going all the way to the core, grounding you, anchoring you. Nothing's going to tip you over, all right? And you may be feeling some little prickles of fear with regard to letting go of control, perceived control of this circumstance, this person, this situation. But know that there's a paradox here, and I want to put the paradox out on the table for us, which is the more controlling you are, the more out of control you will feel. The opposite is also true. The less controlling you are, the more in control of yourself you're going to feel. Because you can flow then with whatever comes up. Oh, they walked out the door on me. Oh, they picked a fight. I'm not fighting. They left. Oh, that job didn't get done at work. Good morning, Maury. Glad you're here. Didn't get done at work. Okay. So you're releasing that need to control. Those of you who have a God jar, let me find my God jar here. Where's it hiding? There it is. Those of you who have a God jar, it can be a God box. It can be a, you know, you can, if you don't like the God idea, universe, spirit, creator, whatever. And all these little slips of paper are things that I didn't feel I had any control over. So I plopped them in the box, and the universe is working on it. I don't need to expend my energy working on this stuff. I just put it on the little slip of paper, throw it in the jar, and then every time my brain wants to go back to, yeah, but this, and what about that? And nope, 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 it's in the jar. It's a done deal. I thank Tosha Silver in Outrageous Openness for this God jar idea. It has saved my bacon in many situations. I've had a lot less stress in my life when I plop things in the jar and let them go. Okay, so going back to the ending piece there, recognizing how much stress you create for yourself in your body when you are attempting to control a situation, attempting to control another person. Yeah, but he's got to understand this. He's got to get this. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Let it go. Let it go. And the more you let these things go, you may feel like everything's going to spin out of control. But again, the paradox is operational here. You will feel more in control because you're not trying to keep all these plates spinning. You're just allowing. Well, that plate fell. It broke. Oh well. And some of you probably feel like this is blasphemy. But from experience, I will tell you, it will make a huge difference in your life. It will make a huge difference in your relationships. When you let go of trying to manipulate other people and make them be a certain way, do a certain thing, etc., those relationships can begin to heal. They can begin to get better. So I'll just pick one. So let's say it's a relationship with your adult child. And you're feeling like, well, they should be doing this and they ought to be doing that. And why are they doing this? And they can't do that. And even if you're not saying it out loud, that energy is getting projected into the relationship. Okay? So let's say your adult child calls you up and says, I'm going on vacation next week. And in your mind, you're going, you don't work a whole lot. You're not putting in a whole lot of effort here. How does your boss let you take that much vacation? Blah, 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 blah. You've got your storyline going, all right? And so you know you don't want to say any of that stuff, so dead silence. Your kid's picking up the energy of where you're coming from. He or she is picking up what you're putting down anyway, right? Start taking a look at yourself. His or her life is not your life. You are not meant to run that show. That train left the station a long time ago. You influenced that child probably up till about the age of 5, and then you began influencing less and less. Not by choice, but because that's how things unfold. They begin to pay more attention to their peers. They begin to get influenced by teachers, by mentors, by coaches, all these other influences, right? Once they're an adult, all bets are off. All bets are off. So if you let go of trying to run their show, letting them make their mistakes, letting them, yes, so Deb's giving a testimonial to this. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Letting them make their mistakes, do their face plants. Yes, it would have been lovely to let them screw it up much younger so they could learn things. And I feel like that's something I did pretty well with my kids. Okay, you guys, you're going to bang your head against the wall until it's bloody. When you're ready to be done with banging your head against the wall, cool. And that doesn't mean I was totally hands off, but it might mean I would say things like, so let's say my son said, I'm going to go skateboarding. And I did the mom thing. Well, you're going to wear your helmet and wrist guards, right? And if he poo-pooed me, I might follow through and say, what do you think the outcome's going to be? And they knew for me the outcome was going to be the equipment was going to go up because I'm not paying to try to put all those little bones in your wrist back in place, okay? So you make your choice, whatever it is. And they were pretty good about, I mean, there were bikes put up and skateboards taken away and phones disappearing once in a while. And one summer my daughter lost the car for the whole summer, but she knew what the consequences were. She made the choice anyway. That's fine. My job was merely to follow through. Merely to follow through, which I did. And that did not go well, but that was my job. Follow through. Now, she's pushing 30. Now she can see the value in the way that those things were managed. We can't prevent disaster by hovering and trying to dictate how our kids, our adult kids, are going to live their lives. We bless them on their way. We bless them on their way. And there would be many times where I'd get a phone call, you know, they were in a pickle, and I would say, "You're a smart person. I know you can figure this out. I have great faith that you can figure this out." And they'd get mad and hang up on me. And a day or two later, they'd call back and with a little bit of an attitude, tell me how they had figured it out. Perfect. That's awesome. So now we're doing this for ourselves. We're understanding that we are not the God that oversees all of our work environment, our faith environment, we're just the player in the drama. And our role really is to be the person who can relinquish control. That doesn't mean we don't speak up. Well, here's how I'm seeing this thing is maybe going to go. You're going to make your choice. I know what choice I would make. If you'd like to hear it, I'll share it with you. If you're not interested, that's fine too. But know that I'm feeling like this isn't going to turn out real well if you decide to go down that path you're going. Up to you, though. Okay? Yeah, God jar. Good. Yes, do the God jar. God jars are wonderful. All right? So, the other thing that I want to say about the control stuff is it is so bloody sneaky. Good morning, Janine. Glad you were here. It is so sneaky. All of a sudden, you'll find that your hands are tight, and you're going, okay, what am I hanging on to here? Or you're finding you're not breathing fully. Okay, what am I trying to control here? Begin to learn what your cues are that you're getting controlling. One for me is it's a feeling of like a hand grabbing right here and pulling me forward. That's a feeling I get when control is starting to operate and then I want to take a step back and I want to breathe and I want to figure out, okay, how's this control thing operating right now? Because I'm feeling it. What is this about? And what's my part in this drama? And do I want this part? Or do I want to relinquish this part and not play a role in this drama? Is it my drama? And don't save the drama for your mama. She doesn't want it either. No more drama, okay? So, that is today's lesson. Relinquish control. Be discerning about when you're feeling controlling. Traveling with my sister is a time when both of us pop into this control stuff. And so it's interesting to practice. No, let's let it go. Does not matter. No big deal. And see what we can do with that. But siblings in particular, we're really good at lighting each other up like Christmas trees, right? You know which buttons to poke. So your lesson for today is practicing, doing some thought about, if you're in the circumstance, great, you can actually practice. But if it's something that, let's say it's your work environment, you don't work on the weekends, spend some time thinking about, how could I adjust this on Monday? How could I let go of my need to control this project, this person, coworker, whatever? What could I do differently? And it can be as simple as breathing, you guys. It can be as simple as, okay, when I'm in this person's presence and I'm usually kind of tight and wondering when they're going to screw it up next, I'm going to relax. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to remind myself. So maybe you make a note. So this is one of mine. Expansive consciousness dissolves obstacles. So when I'm bumping into something that I'm feeling like this just isn't working, expansive consciousness dissolves obstacles. It's a variation of that Albert Einstein thing of you cannot solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that created it. We got to transcend the level we're at to to get to the level of problem solving. All right? So that's a whole lot of stuff for today. Grab a piece, have some fun with it, and let's see how it goes. All right? And Deb is pointing out, and that's a good caveat, this is a transition for everyone around you. When you begin to relinquish control, when you begin to let go, don't be surprised if they double their efforts a little bit to try to pop you back into old behavior, because this isn't the you they're used to, and we're creatures of habit. So don't be surprised if things escalate a little bit as they try to get you back into your old role. Nope, I'm not messing with this. This is not my circus, not my monkeys. Letting it go. All right? So if you have questions or but what about this? Put it in the feed. I'll answer. We'll get some conversation going. This will be really good. All of us can grow on this at the same time. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including relinquishing control. Bye-bye.